The Incorruptible Saints. The Incorruptibles are saints whose body are miraculously preserved after death, defying the normal process of decomposition. Saint Cecilia is probably the first saint known to be incorrupt, but the bodies of these miraculous saints can be found in many places throughout the world. These saint bodies are not like mummies, for their skin is so soft, but in the case of mummies, they take off the moisture from the body and add up resins which makes the body hard and dry. Nothing at all has been done to preserve the bodies of these holy saints. In fact, some of the bodies of saints have been covered in quicklime, which should have easily destroyed any human remains, yet it has no effect on these holy saints' bodies. Many of the holy saint bodies give off sweet, unearthly fragrance, and others produce blood and oils that defy any scientific explanation. There are many incorruptible saints. We can't mention all the saints because there are many holy saints. But today we are going to see 6 saints who are incorruptible. Before that, I wanted to say that these saint bodies are 100% incorruptible. Even though they are incorruptible, wax was used at some places like face and hands to make it look good while exhibiting. For example, Saint Vincent de Paul's heart and bones are completely incorrupt. So the elders made his body and face with wax, but inside the bones were really present there. And this was how it goes with every incorruptible saint. Now let's see the 6 incorruptible saints. The first saint was Saint Cecilia. Saint Cecilia was the first incorruptible saint. Saint Cecilia was a member of a rich Roman family who gave her in marriage to a young nobleman named Valerian despite her desire to remain virgin. Saint Cecilia was successful in persuading the new groom to respect her vow of virginity and later converted him to faith. Later, Valerian and his brother, who was also converted by Saint Cecilia, were called by the early Christians to renounce their religion, but they both refused it, and because of that they were beheaded and buried. Saint Cecilia was also arrested and given the choice of sacrificing to the heathen gods or being put to death. Saint Cecilia chose to die, so they subsequently confined her to the vapor to die of suffocation. Saint Cecilia remained a whole day and night in that stifling environment, yet remained unharmed. Later, an experienced executioner was sent to behead Saint Cecilia, but due to loss of courage, he failed to sever her head with the 3 blows required by the law. He fled away, leaving the saint alive, fully conscious, with her head half severed. Saint Cecilia had her hands crossed in prayer before her. She turned her face to the floor and remained in that position for 3 days and nights. The position of her fingers, 3 extended on her right hand and 1 on the left, were her final silent profession of faith in the Holy Trinity. Saint Cecilia's incorruptible body was at the church of Santa Cecilia in Trastevere. Saint Cecilia's feast day was on November 22. She is the patron saint of hymns, great musicians and poets. The second saint was Saint Vincent de Paul. Saint Vincent de Paul's heart and bones are completely incorrupt. His bones are underneath wax at the chapel of Saint Vincent de Paul in Paris, France. His heart is at chapel of the Daughters of Charity in the shrine of Our Lady of the Miraculous Medal, also in Paris. The incredible saint dedicated his life to serving the poor and he is the patron saint of charities, spiritual help, volunteers, prisoners and hospitals. This saint also founded the Vincentians. His feast day was on September 27th. The third saint was Saint Catherine Labouré. Saint Catherine Labouré was a Marian visionary and sister of the Daughters of Charity of Saint Vincent de Paul. She is the one to whom Our Lady of the Miraculous Medal appeared and gave the miraculous medal during her apparitions. Saint Catherine's incorrupt body lies at the chapel of Our Lady of Miraculous Medal in Paris, France. Her feast day was on November 28th and December 31st. The fourth saint was Saint Bernadette. Saint Bernadette was a Marian visionary. She is the one to whom Our Lady of Lourdes gave apparition. Although there is a light wax mask covering her face and hands, her body is still fully intact. Her holy body lies at the sanctuary of Saint Bernadette of Nevers in France. Saint Bernadette is the patron saint of the ill. Her feast day was on April 16th and Feb 18th. Our fifth saint was Saint Rita. Saint Rita was an Augustinian nun, and she is one of those saints who got stigmata. Saint Rita's body was in perfect condition until the 1700s, like an sleeping body, smelling of a sweet fragrance, but now her body is mummified. Her incorrupt body lies in the sanctuary of Saint Rita in Cascia, Italy. Saint Rita was the patron saint of hopeless causes. Her feast day was on 22nd May. Our sixth saint, Saint John Vianney. Saint John Vianney is known for converting his parish community in ARS, France. His face consists of a wax mask, but his holy body lies incorrupt in the sanctuary of ARS in France. Saint John Vianney is the patron saint of priests. His feast day was on August 4th. The incorruptible bodies of saints are a consoling sign of Christ's victory over death. It is a sign that the saints are still with us in the mystical body of Christ, and a proof of the truth of the Catholic faith, for only in the Catholic Church we do find this phenomenon. So this was the video made about the incorruptible bodies of saints, and thanks for watching.